Welcome back. So we are saying that a fault is a bend in the rock in response to compression forces. So therefore faulting is a bending of rock strata due to forces of compression. So sometimes they ask question, which of the following forces are responsible for faulting? Okay, so you need to choose compression forces or compression forces are responsible for bending of rock strata. Okay, which of the following is a characteristic of these forces? So that is folding, a fold or folding. So this means that folding is caused by compressional force. So these are the key details you need to look out for in geography. So this means that folding is caused by compression force. So the compressed rock bend upward to form complex folds called fold mountains, or simple folds called anticlines and the synclines. So the compressed rocks bend upwards to form complex folds called fold mountains, or simple folds called anticlines and synclines. This they like bringing these, okay, with diagrams. So types of folds, we have monocline fold. Mono means one, so is formed when the rock strata are pushed by compression forces against a hard plane from one side. Figure this shows the formation of monocline fold. So as you can see, these forces compression is more like it's being pushed, like you are pushing an hose pipe which is laying horizontally on one end. It will tend to fold. So this is what happens. So there is a fold here. So this is what happens over time. Then we have anticline fold is formed when layers of rock bend upward. So it resembles an arc-like structure with the limbs dipping away from the fold center. So the sides of the folds are called limbs. And anticline fold is also called the upfold. So keyword, also key term here. The other name for anticline fold is upfold. So syncline fold is formed when rock layers bend or warp downward. So it's called downfold. So syncline is the downfold. So the center of the line upward, anticline and downfold syncline is called crest or axis. And in simple folds, rocks layers dip away towards the center of the folds. Roughly they are symmetrical, they have line of symmetry. So the process of folding produces mountains and valleys. So the process of folding produces mountains and valleys. So anticlines become mountains, then synclines become valleys. So you take note of this as well. Anticlines, okay, you just remember like a anthill, which is elevated land. Then syncline, that is below. So as you can see, we have an anticline here. This where you are seeing trees there growing on top, that is anticline there. Okay, then this that looks like furrows, they are synclines. These are valleys, and the anticline, they are mountains. The synclines, they are valleys. Okay, they are valleys. So this is what happens when the compression forces act. The land, the mountain tends to fold, forming these fold mountains, which contains anticlines and the synclines. Anticlines which become mountains, while synclines becomes what? Valleys. So we look at now this. We look at simple folds. A simple fold is also called the symmetrical fold. These are folds produced with both limbs inclined at the limbs, okay, at the same angle of declination. That is, the limbs are the same. So here, as you can see, we have these are anticlines, mountains. then anticlines, then this is a syncline, then we have limbs. So this is a limb, and also this part, this is a limb. So this is what, and this line drawn through the anticline to make the axis of symmetry is called axis plane, because you can fold this part and this part, they have the same pattern, they can fold exactly. When you have to cut here, for example, you have to cut here and there, you can fold. So this is a simple fold. Then asymmetrical fold, meaning folds that do not, they cannot form a line of symmetry. So asymmetric fold is produced when compression forces continue to act on a simple fold. Thus, asymmetrical fold is formed from simple fold due to continued compression. In the asymmetrical fold, one limb is steeper than the other. So as you can see, this is asymmetrical fold, gentle limb there. Then this side we have steeper limb. This is a gentle limb. This is a steeper limb, which is on the other side. We have overfold. An overfold is formed when one limb of the asymmetrical fold is pushed over the other limb. The process occurs when the compression forces on one side is greater than that from the other side. This pushes the crest of the fold too far. So as you can see, this is the overfold. It has been overfold here. As you can see, this is what happened. This is an overfold. There's questions. The name of a structure like this, then they put a overfold, simple fold, anticline, syncline. So you tend to get confused if you are not careful. Then recumbent fold, this is the type of fold when there is one limb in the overfold under great compression forces is pushed to a distance. So this is recumbent. Okay, it is forming an S, more like an S. Okay, so we end here. In the next lesson we'll continue with the types of folds. Okay, these diagrams, geography is about diagrams. You need to study the diagrams and know the features, because that's what they ask in paper 1. Thank you so much for your attention.